Hey everyone, Rayo here, and today I'm bringing you a Tier 4 Shattered Observatory guide from the Healbrand perspective. This is the normal Shattered Observatory. This isn't challenge mode. I've already covered challenge mode, but for those of you that aren't ready for challenge mode, that is totally fine. I ran normal mode for the longest time, and it is a good stepping stone. And to get into challenge modes, it's really important to understand the core mechanics of a fractal as well. So as Healbrand, it's not too intense. Things are pretty laid out pretty well here. So a lot of the times, well, with this fractal specifically, you're just not really going to be moving. All the bosses are idle, with the exception of the second boss. She doesn't move during phases, but she moves around a platform, kind of. You'll see when we get there. But for the most part, we're just going to be doing idle bosses. So I started late here. I should have boon stacked a little bit closer to the end of that dialogue there, but I didn't. And typically, you want to make sure that you want to CC here. Kind of just follow the AoEs. Like I said, the tells here are pretty straightforward. So just follow the AoEs and sidestep them, and then just make sure you upkeep boons. Once you hit 66% and 33%, you're going to be doing these phases where you go around the islands. Ways that you can mitigate like the knockback damage. I don't know if it happens on normal mode, but something to kind of get used to here in... okay, the knockback right there. You want to just Aegis that, or you can give CC. But in challenge mode, that's going to be different. There's a shockwave. You can jump instead, so you can save your cooldowns there. So, kind of take this part with a grain of salt. As long as you don't fall off the island, that's fine. Just make sure you Aegis the hits. So just use a Mantra Charge, that's fine. Then we're going to jump back down. And then we're just going to get Scorval down to 33%. Stack boons right away. This AoE with the small like fire tubes that go at everyone's feet, you want to make sure you dodge that. Only 4 out of 5 people are going to get that, but each of those fire tubes will unload a few stacks of burning, and I think in tier 4 it's about 3 or 4 stacks. That is a lot of damage, and you take damage from everyone else's fire AoEs, so you can take up to 16 damage. Another thing that starts here is the solar blooms. Solar blooms will stay alive for a certain amount of time, and they'll blow up and knock everyone back. So basically what you want to do there is solar blooms you want to give stability or Aegis for. And then the fire tubes, what you can do is you can see when they're about to detonate. So what I like to do to save cooldowns is I drop a staff 3 and then I blast it with staff 2, and you will see that it does area Condi cleanse. And burning is only one condition, although it hits really hard. It is only one condition, so it's easy to cleanse if there's not other conditions there. That's a way of just saving your cooldowns. Like, you won't have to go into F2 tome. You won't have to go into the F3 tome for resistance. It's just an inherent combo field. So knowing your combo fields is really important on this fight as well. Alright, and then we're going to jump back down for the final 33%. And it's just going to be the same as the first 2 times. You're just going to start off with stacking boons. You got the fire tubes. Dodge this. And then you want to Condi cleanse. You can see over here, my party member got 16 stacks of burning, and it was really ticking away. And CM, that is going to get a lot worse. The fire damage is going to hit a lot harder. It's going to be up to 20 stacks, and so it'll almost instantly kill someone. So you want to make sure that you're ready for that. You can give Aegis to block some of the fire tube damage. You can give resistance to help mitigate it. But ideally, just blast that staff 3 and you are fine. But yeah, that's a pretty straightforward fight. It's really just kind of stand still, support your party almost. As long as you're giving boons, you'll be able to phase really fast. Although that's true for all fractals, it's specifically true for this fractal as well, because there's not really much else going on. There's no ads to deal with, there's no movement to deal with. Just a matter of breaking those bars, doing as much damage, and getting the phase over with as quick as possible. This part's really not anything crazy. It's the same in every single tier. Pull them all together, clear them out. Straightforward. This part, this guy shoots out a little orb. You want to just give stability because there's a knockback, and then the orb will block the big red orbs that he shoots out, not the smaller ones. And then right here, typically your Alak will want to do this. If you're kind of preparing this for CMs, you want to make sure that your Alak will do this part during the actual boss fight. And also, get in the practice of Nova launching between every single location here. You don't have to do these. Typically, people will do them themselves. I missed that last one, but typically people will just spread out there. So the party skipped right over there, but I want to just clear this out because one of our party members needs data pad 4, which is just for an achievement. So yeah, typically I would just skip like everyone else. But all right, awesome. So this part, in normal mode, you really don't have to worry about boon stacking because there's dialogue between every single boss fight, so it kind of defeats the purpose to boon stack. Unless you wipe. If you wipe, the dialogue is not going to happen a second time. So you don't have to worry about anything. So right here, just start the fight, and then you're always going to run to this corner over here. And just wait here. And you're going to boon stack as she becomes attackable. There we go. So I just like to give stability to prevent knockdown, and obviously I didn't do that well enough. But yeah, in normal mode, there's not really a lot of damage here to worry about. You have to worry about maybe like these guys over here, but they clear once you get the boss to 66% anyway. When you get the skull mechanic, you have to go to that dome in the center for containment, but if you phase the boss before that's done, then you don't have to worry about containing yourself. Aside from this, it's just a matter of splitting off to every different clone, and you want to CC them. Normal damage doesn't work, just CC damage. Soft CCs work. If you're running Healbrand, having some form of other CCs will be best, because Healbrand does not have a lot of inherent CC on them. So you could always change off to have like Hammer of Wisdom or Sanctuary or something like that to help out a little bit. Alright, this, I just give Aegis and Stability. Stability to prevent the knockback, and then Aegis to prevent the one-shot attack. So we have someone that is Skulled. It is our Renegade. And then you want to make sure that if the Renegade's Skulled, then you want to have someone backing up on these bouncing orbs. The more people that know how to do the bouncing orbs, the better. Just because if you fail that, the boss goes to a different corner. It just mixes things up for a little while. And, yeah. So typically, the old way of doing it is having the warrior back up, and then once the, if the Renegade gets skulled, the warrior just does it, and so on and so forth. That's going to change in CMs, but that's a good way to do it right now, just to get into the habit of getting the mechanics down. Yeah, so I'm trying not to waste my big cooldowns here, but I kind of am. So I'm going to try and just save this, because I don't want to use my F3. There we go. We have a stability. There we go. Then we're going to go to this corner. I'm contained, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stack some boons, and then I'm going to... That was very lucky that a spirit was right there, so I could... so I could Merciful Intervention over there. So, little tip. This is usable on any sort of friendly ally. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to make sure I stack some boons, and then I go to the center. If my Nova Launch was off cooldown, then I want to use Nova Launch, and then that would have worked out just fine. So that is the fight right there. And then a side note with Nova Launch is reset anytime a ball bounces on you, or if you are in the dome and it detonates. If it detonates, then it resets your Nova Launch if it's on cooldown. So you can always Nova Launch to the center. And then, as before, dialogue. And then, once again, it's just a bunch of waiting here. Alright, so we had a wipe right there. We unfortunately had 2 orbs on one person, and then they got skulled, or one person got skulled. So we just barely missed the dome, and we missed the dome before that. So we're just going to give this another shot. Now, since we're giving it another shot, we don't have the dialogue, so we can actually boon stack. So I'm going to boon stack here. There we go. And now we can start. So I'm going to go ahead and start off again with another boon stack. Now that eye mechanic right there, that Art does, you can go ahead and stability that. And then right here, the attack where he hones on one person. You can just wait for a second, and after a few seconds, he's going to hit the ground. And he will shoot off the cascading like AoE, the cone AoE that he does. So you just want to make sure that you get that off the group and then stay still. Don't keep dragging it around the group, otherwise they're going to have no idea where to go. And then you dodge at the last second. So right here, I just go to a side, I get control of it, and then I lure it to the side. Now right here at the beginning of the phase, I drop Fire Field, I Nova Launch, then I leave Tome and Staff 2. We are missing CC. Okay, we got to really make sure we CC there. That is a lot on your party. Our party should have plenty of CC, so you just want to make sure you CC that, otherwise it's like missing a dome.
Too strong. Refreshing. No alternative. Get out.
DDR stability, 80%.
There we go, we can Nova Launch. Just sophisticated blast finisher, and your Nova Launch is a blast finisher, so you can use that to help stack might a little bit. And just kind of auto attack when you don't need to do any boons or anything. If you are lacking CC, you can bring Axe instead of Mace. I just honestly forgot to swap to anything different than Mace. Now we have Phase. I'm going to split off to where someone is not going. There we go. That way we kind of split in a plus form. Wait for it to come to me. I dodge behind. I auto attack it. There we go. There we go. We're going to CC. We're going to Nova Launch. Nova Launch. Nova Launch. We need the CC. We're going to miss it. Yeah, need to CC, guys. Use that special action key.
DDR stability, 60%.
There we go. Right here, you want to make sure you don't stand on the lasers. The lasers are a one-shot. That is always the case. All right, now right here at 55% and lower, the Gladiator will do this Whirlwind AoE. 2 Nova Launches will break his bar. So that is all you need to break his bar. That is ideally you want to break it, otherwise he pulls you in and does a lot of damage. Shockwaves you can jump over. In normal mode, you can actually CC arc, so it's a lot easier than normal. These platforms are about to disappear, so of course you do not want to step in them, otherwise you will fall. If you do fall, you'll get ported to the top right over there, and then you'll be falling onto the platform. As you're about to hit the platform, just make sure to Nova Launch, and you will be okay. All right, we are hitting this in the wrong direction. This is why you have to be really, really careful. Normally, I wouldn't suggest helping anyone with their blooms, but I have a ranged weapon, so it is a little bit helpful. I'm going to hang on here, make sure I get this extra. Okay, we really need that CC. There we go. I sacrificed boon uptime for CC, but it's okay because we have 25 might. Always prioritize the CC there if your group is struggling with the CC, because if you miss that CC, everybody dies, and you have to do it again if your party dies versus taking a little bit longer for a single kill. So just, if your goal is to get it done, then just make sure you get it done. Awesome. And that is the whole entire 99 Shattered Observatory Fractal. So I hope you guys enjoyed this guide. I know this was normal mode, but this is a perfect stepping stone for getting into CM. So if you guys enjoyed this guide, make sure to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and subscribe for more content. And that's all I have for you today. I am Rayo, and I'll see you next time. Take care.